welcome to a new episode of Architect's Lens. With me is Savi, and today we're gonna talk about an interesting topic, at least for me. We're gonna talk about AI agents in software architecture and overall IT architecture. This is, I would say, kind of is a natural flow from all the topics that we kind of covered. We touched on what is happening with, this AI thing a couple of times, and this it tends to be sticking around this topic. Yeah,
Yeah.
and one thing I would definitely love to discuss with you, Savi, is the architecture, and I will need to mute all my devices.
Yeah.
The architecture and how.
Agents are reaching out to you.
Yeah. I think my agents are.
Sorry, go on. It was too
Let me
tempting.
one minute. Wait, I will mute every. Unfortunately, there are a couple of devices that I
Yeah.
need to mute. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay, so we've touched upon AI before, how
Mhm.
it is impacting engineering development, what it means. But one topic, and we touched on topics of architecture and why is it relevant? What kind of levels of architecture do we know and understand the purpose of? And
Mhm.
now let's see how AI and AI agents specifically can help us in our architecting efforts. Any thoughts on that, Savi? First,
So I
first
think
off,
yes. Hmm.
just first off, you know, does it make sense uh, to like do a deep dive, or do we want to have kind of general understanding first? What is architecture, and why do we think AI could be helpful in that, or it wouldn't?
I think what is architecture is itself a 5-hour podcast. So maybe we can skip
Again with
that a little bit.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's
Okay.
jump to how is AI potentially impacting architecture,
Okay.
right? And the way I look at it, so we started with, in the AI era, we started with the copilots of the world, which was essentially autocomplete on steroids,
Yeah.
right? That's where it started from, right? And then it graduated to a intern that supposedly knew quite a lot. You could ask questions, you could prompt your way, and it
Mm-hmm.
would generate some code which you could copy paste in and see most of the time
Yeah.
is worked, right? But now, so maybe an assistant to now an autonomous agent,
Okay.
where if you describe a goal, it can figure out what are the steps, what is the architecture, and unless you are very careful and precise in describing in great painstaking details of how you want it done, it can imagine stuff up and
Mm-hmm.
actually build the application also,
Yeah.
right? So today you can go in Replit and or a Lovable and say, I want to create a 3-tier application which will take care of my stock portfolio, and
Okay.
that's it, and
Yeah.
it'll do everything else, right?
And it will do something, right?
It'll do something, yeah.
Yes, I will not go as far as say everything else
No, it'll do
because
something, but
yeah,
everything I meant, it'll decide the technology stack for you, it'll do the
yes.
implementation, it'll write the test cases
Okay.
without you even specifying anything. That's what I meant by everything.
Yeah.
Whether it works or not is different, whether it scales or
Yes.
not, those are different topics.
So, and you, one thing you mentioned is, you need to painstakingly describe.
Yeah.
it is that you want, right? And
Yeah.
how it is that you want this uh, uh,
Mhm.
application to behave, right? Otherwise, if you don't do that, the AI agents or whomever will
Yeah.
actually, take upon themselves, will do the architectural decision making and build something,
Yeah.
something because we, in fact, will not know what it is. Hopefully,
Mm.
it will do the thing we want, right?
Yeah.
And of course, we cannot be sure that, I don't know, is it secure enough? Is it
Yeah.
scalable? Is it resilient? So again, back to, we need to prompt the AI agent, right? We need to
Yeah.
instruct. How
I
is that
think
different?
at this point, in my mind, I think AI agents of this time, 1st of August 2024, I equate it to my almost teenage daughter. If I tell her something, she will go and do it. It might not be what I was thinking, what I was hoping for, but it will be something.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, that's how I mentally think about that thing.
Yeah, I agree. So it's basically, you need to tell, uh, you know, your daughter what specifically you want,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
in which specific steps it needs to be done, right? And
Yeah,
in each specific step, you need to take care of this stuff because that's important for all the steps together, right?
yeah,
So again, back, yeah, if we want to instruct AI agents, regardless whether it's development or it's architecture, we must clearly define steps. What is it that
yeah,
we want in each step? How to validate, and then how to move on with the next step, right? And the same, I mean, in this case, your daughter, or I don't know, junior developer or junior architect or whomever, needs to be instructed clearly, systematically, and in detail on what to do, right?
yeah.
And so the question is, okay, we actually, don't want to behave, we don't want to work,
Yeah,
and really list all the steps and all the details, because then basically it would be quicker to just do it yourself.
just do it. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So can AI help us in that? Because, kind of a blank slate AI agent is a junior at best, right?
Hmm.
Can AI help us? How do we, you know make that necessary step?
So I don't know if it is possible today, but
Okay.
in an ideal world, I would want. So let's say I introduce a new AI system in my enterprise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Today, you just start shouting instructions at it. I
Yeah.
would want a universe where first that AI understands my landscape, right? I give it my code URL, it goes and scans my code, and then comes back with saying, okay, I understand how you write your code. What are your coding principles? What are your architectural patterns? It
Yeah.
understands that back from the code and gives me a summary that, hey, this is what I've read from your code. These are the documents you gave me. These are your best practices. These are your guidelines. These are the kind of stacks that you're using currently. I think this is the reason why you're using it. Tell me if I'm wrong. I want to understand the reasoning, right?
Yeah.
Act like a senior guy who's coming into the team, what he or she would do. Behave like that, understand the system, and
Mm-hmm.
then say, okay, now I get your baseline. Now let's talk. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. So we, let's say, must have the agent, or
Hmm.
this person we're talking to, whether it's artificial or not.
Yeah,
We need him basically, in one sense, to be proactive,
Yeah.
read the manuals and documentation.
RTFM.
Yes, yes. Hopefully we have that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And is, let's say, thoughtful enough to ask the
Mm.
right question, or
Questions.
you
Yeah.
know. And now my question is, okay, this usually, if you would be, talking with a senior, these
Mm.
questions come from, education, but mostly from
Experience.
experience, right?
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
battle wounds and
Yeah.
scars, etc., right? So how does, is it, reasonable to expect AI to do that, or it's kind of like, let's say, academic work, right? And then whatever we get from AI, we actually need to, ground it in how we actually work,
So,
what is actually there.
yeah. So if you um, if you go back to the theory of AI, right? The
Hmm.
way they are being projected is you think, and I think this was Elias Tutzwerker, that guy, the guy who's co-founder of OpenAI. I
Hmm.
was listening to one of his podcasts, and he was saying you can think of AI agents today as a PhD of everything, right?
Okay.
So cut off the PhD part because that
Yeah.
might get too academic. But I would argue that the AI agents of tomorrow, maybe not today, should be better equipped than a human with more battle scars because
Okay.
they know everything of everything. Because one human has worked in 5, 10 enterprises, you have that limited knowledge. But here, it's everything. So
Yeah.
shouldn't it be better, arguably?
So today maybe that is, let's say, issue of
Training.
technology, right? In
Training and
terms,
exposure and all of that. Yeah.
yeah, but if you kind of boil it down, it will be, how large context can an agent handle
Yeah.
in one go? What,
Yeah.
and then how to detect and define what are the priorities, right? What
Hmm.
are pros and cons of every case he's solving, of every situation that he needs to solve, and whether that actually, matches to what we expect out of him.
Yeah.
So one, I believe that one thing that is kind of preventing us to having this complete value out of them is,
Mhm.
you know, technology constraints. Maybe they are not that capable yet, and
Yeah.
that is definitely something that we can expect to improve.
Yeah.
And the second thing is, those pedal cars, those real life experiences. Is it, it's like I'm a guy, I have read the books
Hmm.
from the guy that had those battles, but I
Yeah.
don't bear those cars. So, it's like reinforced learning. It's,
Hmm.
I will learn better if I make a mistake than reading that somebody else has done it. Definitely,
Probably
maybe that's
not.
not the case with
Probably not
AI.
at this
Yes.
one because of the context window, right?
Yeah.
If your battle scars are 100, and if I have access to 1,000,000 battle scars, shouldn't I be better? Even if it's theoretical, just by sheer numbers,
Yes, yes.
shouldn't
In
I be
in
better?
theory, yeah, one would say, yeah, for sure, you have, so many more scars, but my are attuned to my environment, you
Yeah.
know, and in my environment, I don't know, 10 scars will
Hmm.
maybe make better decisions than you coming from outside with 1,000 scars and best practices, and you know, maybe I
You're,
just because I
you're
know my
challenging the entire
environment.
consulting business, my friend. You're challenging the whole big four right now.
Yes.
Be
But
careful.
that, I mean, you know yourself from practice, the big four will come with those 1,000 battle scars and leave few on
Yeah.
the on the terrain, but in the end the organization will again adopt what it
Your thing.
knows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe some knowledge will be shared in terms of let's try to do this new stuff we heard. But
Mm.
yeah, this is also kind of how I see and how I believe AI today is helping.
Yeah.
It can, bring alternatives for your consideration. It
Mm.
can, up to a point, like I can, give an AI agent code and say, okay, draw out the application architecture, which part communicates with what part, and it will do so not fully correct. Right?
Yeah. Still.
And again, this is true for a person. Maybe a guy I assign to will not do 100%
Mm.
correct. So we all make mistakes, the artificial ones, and we as well. Again, one thing I do find is kind of, again, disconnecting us from actual real value and use is the amount of output it's generated in
Mm.
the amount of
Mm.
time, right?
Yeah.
For me to verify if the architecture that he spewed out is correct,
Mm.
he will generate, 5 documents in one go. If I
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to
Tough.
check it, I need to invest much more time, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and usually, going back to reviewing what was done, I do find errors, both logical, both, violating some best practices,
Mm.
architecture patterns, and there's stuff to fix.
Mm.
So let's say that, we should work on making those outputs as accurate as possible. Because if I cannot verify, or I don't have confidence that the output is good, I cannot use it until it's verified, right? So again, I am the bottleneck that
Okay. I have another interesting question for you then.
yeah.
Is there space for another agent to monitor the agent's output,
Yes and
which is
no,
been,
because
which has been specifically trained and instructed on how you would monitor the output, but
yeah,
just can do it 1000x faster?
yes. So, but the bottom line, who is reviewing the work of that agent, right? Who is validating the output of the validator? Um,
Okay, I'm gonna go philosophical here now. Is there's a control issue propping up now?
I mean that is always so. I believe one case that, or one problem is that we have with AI. You
Mm.
cannot today treat them as accountable and fire them, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
correct.
so, but it's always kind of a question of control and confidence that
Yeah,
whomever is doing work for you will do it good, and it is something that brings value. So this is always the issue. Now AI does stuff much quicker.
mm,
Value and confidence, no, are lower, at least for me, in the topics that we discuss, where output is really important. I mean, other areas, industries that use AI probably
mm,
have the same kind of conclusions. So yeah, it's just that there should be a balance in terms
yeah.
of how will you use AI, for what, how this output will be verified, and then used as foundation for next work, right?
Okay, I
Because
have another question for you.
go,
Right, so um, so if you've used Replit or any of these, right?
yeah,
You describe your goal, what you want to do,
hmm,
and it will come out with a high level plan that, okay, this is what I'm going
yeah,
to do. You approve the plan and it goes and does whatever it does, right?
yeah,
But and then you prompt it, and then you keep changing it and keep getting it better. That's the whole workflow,
Yeah.
right? Now this AWS Kiro, the
Mhm.
new kid on the block, right? This came out and they say, hey, it is going to change everything under the sun.
Yeah.
And surprise, surprise, it asks you for a user story, a design document, acceptance criteria. Are we
Like,
going back in time? Are we going ahead?
I mean, it asking you for everything that an architect would ask you, and
Exactly. The BRD, the PRD, the
yeah,
MRD,
yeah,
what
yeah.
the hell?
First, give me the requirements, and then we'll talk about development. Yeah.
But if we knew how to give requirements, we wouldn't have been here. That's what we have not cracked for 50 years now.
Yeah. So yeah, this is funny for me as well, because we are started with this hype. Oh, you can tell AI agent, give me an
Yeah.
app that does that. And now we're seeing maybe we do really need to think about
We need all of that.
requirements. Maybe this vibe coding without, requirements, constraints, guidelines, etc., doesn't work as we
Yeah.
want. And yeah, now we will end up in having, you will have a business analyst agent, you will have,
Mm.
I don't know, data analyst agent, you will have, I don't know, product owner,
Yeah.
developer agents we already have, and of course the architect agent to kind of orchestrate uh, uh, both sides. But that is, you know it's usually, I mean, usually always when you come to an organization and you say, guys, let me see your backlog. How are you managing user story?
Mm.
Where are the requirements? Where are your acceptance criteria? There's just a blank stares, and please
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
open our backlog because we never do. Yeah. So it's the I would say, normal state we already always
Yeah.
have it. And now when somebody says, prefixed with AI, guys, this AI agent can do really great stuff, but you need business
Mm.
requirements, acceptance criteria, goals. Yeah, right. And anybody can work like that.
Yeah. So, is there a future you imagine where instead of generic AI agents, the AI agents will go very contextual and very smaller in context, but very, very precise? For example, is there a future where there is an AI agent for retail banking, for
Mhm.
lending? Very,
Okay.
very precise. It has the domain knowledge. It knows how enterprises create those solutions, and it can only do that. Is that a world? And that is managed by a generic agent, which is managed by a architect.
Or a person. Yeah,
Yeah,
with
human
common
architect
sense. Uh,
with common sense. Exactly.
I mean, yeah. So again, I would see this maybe as a question of technology and technology constraints, right?
Mm.
Uh, if you now speak with your chat with a agent in your IDE like Cursor or
Mm.
whatever, Windsor,
Yeah.
they have this, or Claude or whatever, they have the
Mm.
um, thinking part, then they
Yeah. Yeah.
spewed some output out, then you query again, and the cycle repeats. So if the agent has enough capacity, let's say, to
Mm.
think about everything at the same time, then you don't need specialized agents, right?
Mm.
And this one big large agent can answer any questions, and then why would I need 20 specialized agents when this one super intelligent AI can think of everything and can track everything. So uh, I believe that specialized agents are now necessary because it's difficult to keep them in focus,
Yeah.
and the size of knowledge that they can handle is within one go is not that good.
Mm.
So the
Yeah.
context has a finite value, cannot think of everything, and they do tend to trail off from
Mm.
the initial task because they decide something is more important, or I don't know why.
Mm.
And this is kind of why I believe that you will need to have those multiple agents, persons working basically a team with structured roles and
Yeah.
scope and distinct guidelines, just because there is this technological constraint, right?
Yeah.
Uh, um, in terms of like employment,
Mm.
and this is maybe not strictly relevant to architecture, but we see that it's the acceptance is getting broader, right?
Mm.
How threatened are we architects in this position? Because nobody gave a damn about architects before.
Yeah.
And now I believe that it will be more easy to replace us with an agent than having us.
I think that underlying fear is across the board,
Yeah.
right? Whether you are a developer or an architect or the the less technical you are, the more the fear,
Okay.
right?
Because
Or
emphasis is on technology and delivery rather than design, right? And
yes,
yeah,
yes, and but for the tech folks also, there is a lot of fear because um, so there's this guy called Henry. He's a British guy who's an entrepreneur, and he made a comment very interesting, which I posted on my LinkedIn also. He said humans are today operating with very few things which require intelligence,
okay,
and that is why we might be automated out of our jobs.
yeah.
And what I was thinking is, in my daily work, if I do 10 things, how many of them can today be replaced by an LLM?
And the
And
answer
it's not
is
today. Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. Then
yeah,
I need to find better work which cannot be replaced by an LLM. How do we figure it out? Because you can't stop that. That will keep getting better. It will keep coming. What we have to do is figure out things which are beyond the not capability, but beyond the prudence of an LLM, where a human touch is required. For
yeah,
example, sales relationship, the
yeah,
human trust, why we do this podcast.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? Why don't you do this with an AI agent?
Give me a week. No, but this is uh, to kind of what you said before. You do have, for instance, situations where you have LLMs, AI agents of different specialization working for a one end goal, right?
Mm.
And those are like employees. They have the
Yeah,
scope,
yeah.
they need to perform some tasks, right? So what about their interaction? Well, is there
Mm.
an AI agent that is AI agent relationship manager that that is communicating with other AI agents just to kind of do sales. Uh, do AI agents, talk behind, another agent's back, and oh, that guy is doing poor job.
Hope, hopefully not yet, but
Yeah.
uh, this
So
guy,
so this is.
Reid Hoffman, who's the creator of LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
I read somewhere that he's working on a project which would add an emotional quotient to AI.
Okay.
And what I heard in that particular clip was that his pitch was saying, hey, today a lot of the people are using Perplexity or other tools like that for mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm feeling
Yeah.
down today. What do I do? And that guy is replying like a therapist,
Yeah.
right? So the example he gave is that instead of trying to replace a therapist, what the AI agent should be able to say is, hey, I understand you're feeling down. This friend of yours is visiting your city after 5 years. You haven't met him. Why don't you go and call him? Do you want me to connect with him?
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Because AI knows he's your friend, you haven't met, blah, blah, blah. Join those dots. Or, hey, you haven't gone out on a holiday. You went on a holiday with these three guys last year. Should I start planning a trip? Maybe you'll feel better. So, those kind of
Okay.
emotional things he was talking about.
Yeah, but this is, yeah, I understand what you mean, and this is kind of this connecting the dots by just trying to factor in emotional
Yeah.
component, right? It's not here to understand or induce emotion, but basically try to uh, add this emotional component to the problem he's solving for us.
Yeah.
Um, Okay, we definitely trailed off of the architecture and AI agents, but
Yeah.
yeah, never mind that. Uh, so, okay, AI agents are here, they're getting better. We're
Mhm.
afraid that they will take our jobs. And the only thing that we still see as, our strongest point is actually person to person communication. So, in terms where we, at least today, know that this value of speaking to a person or the value of interaction is there specifically because we're talking to another person and there's no an AI behind. Not an AI question, but when did we lose that human touch? When, why are we starting again now to evaluate this as it is something new, right? we This was always a hallmark, of humankind, but
Yeah.
now it's like emphasized as something that we should go back to, or we see it as an escape from this technology advancement. uh, I mean, we're continuously proving all the qualities of good work by,
Mm.
reinventing how we should prompt AI, but we lost that part in speaking with persons.
Yeah.
We are reinforcing the value just that come just from speaking to a person, shared experiences, the emotional component, the empathy, right? uh, and those are definitely, the distinct traits that we now have and the AI doesn't have.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a good question.
Yeah.
I'll give you another example. Very, very trivial example, but it's on point. So, a lot of comments on LinkedIn that I'm getting these days
Hmm.
are three comments. Thank you for sharing. Great insights. Love this, Savinder. Just these three comments, which is that button click. below a post, right?
Yeah.
And I posted on this. I said, assume you've read something, you resonate with it, you want to comment. What is stopping you from taking 20 seconds more and writing a real comment rather
Yeah.
than just clicking that? What is the difference? And that is the answer to your question, why we are using that human touch.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
are getting bloody
I
lazy.
agree.
That's all
Yeah.
it is.
It is the same ailment. We're one thing is we today are focused on fast technology progress. Our lives, our days are fast. Everything is happening quickly. Our attention span is what, 5 seconds tops,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Uh, and we've learned the quick uh, responses like buttons and stuff like that.
Mm.
That is the level of interaction we're for some
Yeah.
reason now comfortable with, right?
Acceptable. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and comfortable. It's something that is again so uh, void of any personal touch or
Yeah.
insight or
Absolutely. What's
anything.
the point? What's the
Yeah,
point?
what's the point? There's no actual valuable interaction in pressing a like button. It's just
Yeah.
it can mean a billion things, right? But value is zero, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as we have attributed value to how many likes you have,
Yeah.
how many, I don't know what, it's becoming a norm. And it is de facto a norm.
Yeah.
I think the same is now. These are similar to like buttons, but just more context. But context, yeah.
Mm.
But the value is the same, or even less. Because you could easily press like button, right? It's the
Mm.
same effort. The like button is just few pixels above, right?
Yeah.
You chose because the I don't know, great insight, Savi, thumbs up.
Yeah.
You chose that one because what it means that what did you do? You didn't do anything, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
We're complacent in using technology to convey our emotional responses,
We
and
are
in turn,
getting bloody lazy. That's all it is. Nothing
yeah,
else.
and we actually made them worthless.
Yeah. Yeah.
In terms of
Now,
uh, uh,
now
emotional
what I've
connect.
started
If your
doing is
pumping clicks,
when somebody says great insights, I always reply, thanks, but which one?
yes. Thanks, but what do you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, what do you mean?
What
What
insight
insight?
have you received? Maybe it's not something I was aware of.
Yeah.
And this is usually a good spark for conversation, but I don't know. We're really complacent with these reactions, with how we interact with persons.
Hmm.
We'll see how AI will help in that.
Sure.
I will write an AI agent that will respond to every your LinkedIn post with some new insight.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Of
But
course.
this is the question again, and this is something I think we spoke on previous. Like we do have these AI agents now all over the place, writing content, writing emails, writing tweets, LinkedIn posts,
Yeah.
everything. On the producer side and on the consumer side, we have agents that ingest
Can
everything
respond.
and summarize.
Yeah.
And this is, I think, again, due to we I think are lacking the time
Hmm.
to do everything we want to do, and then we have started using AI agents, and by doing so, I think that we decrease the value of
Yeah.
everything, right? Because
Yeah.
Now agents are writing, agents are summarizing uh, information, and this contact or exchange of ideas, even emotional responses, is lost.
Yeah.
We will definitely rename this episode.
We almost behaved like an agent now. Started with something, landed up somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the good thing is that we're not so prolific in our content production. We had, if an AI agent was doing an episode, there would be now, 10 episodes at least.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, time is our biggest enemy here, I think.
yeah.
And we're using AI to trick the time.
Mm.
We want to produce more and we want to consume more, but I believe that we're not getting more value out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on AI agents in architecture?
I think, like you said, time is not on our side. Let's do that in another podcast
Yes.
now.
Yeah. What is your biggest take or insight that maybe you have gained in this episode?
I think, based on our experience, we are able to spot the trend of what is happening.
Hmm.
And we are at a cusp where we are thinking, hey, is this going forward now or is it coming backward? And is coming backward even a good thing in terms of maturing the agents? And
Hmm.
see, we have to be very careful. All of this stuff has come in the last 2 years,
Yeah.
maybe a year, right? So we have to give it that credit also. Wait and watch for another 2 years and see how it matures. But
Hmm.
we know the pitfalls, we know what to watch out for. We know from our own experiences and from the earned experiences, we know how to guide it well and what are the red flags. But it is definitely interesting the way it has matured in the last 2 years. Uh, it's like my teenage daughter, full of potential. We'll have to see where it goes.
Yeah, great insight. Uh,
Thank
my
you. Which one?
no, that we do need time to evaluate what AI is bringing to us,
Yeah,
uh, and how can we use it, right? And we need to understand this value that is, given us and what it's actually taking from us.
yeah,
This is what I've taken from your insight.
sure.
My overall insight is first, everybody trails off. I mean, this episode is a
Yeah,
definite, evidence to that statement. So this is not inherently problem of an AI agent, right?
yeah,
Everybody procrastinates, even AI agents. Uh, but what is kind of my biggest take is that you know still this AI business in terms of what is it doing to us
mm,
is under really big question mark. The thing that
mm,
we're getting back to, you need requirements, you need specification, you need detailed instructions, and somehow we lost that in our human communication. I
yeah,
think it's indicative that we as people really need to do a step back and improve, in parallel. I don't think
mm,
that AI development should start, but
sure, yeah,
for us, in
mm,
way we communicate with people, in way we conduct business, we need, get back to basics. Start
mm,
conversing, start writing full comments on LinkedIn,
yeah,
sharing insights, starting that conversation. I think that is, yeah, that is my take, definitely.
Yeah.
And
See,
on our next episode, we'll discuss AI agents in architecture,
in architecture. Yeah.
but this time
We
for real.
will.
Savi, thank you for this session. I think we've done our closing words, unless you have something to add.
No, I'm good.
Say hi to your daughter and see you next time.
I will. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.